Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival. That's the title track to the new release from the Revolution Saints. That's called Rise, right here on Rock and Metal Revival. And
good album, man. I'm digging it, man.
I am so
Had
digging
a chance
this.
to listen to it a few times and really liking it.
Really digging it. Came out on the 24th of January. We want to welcome back a friend of Rock and Metal Revival, our friend Doug Aldrich. How you doing, Doug?
I'm good, guys. Nice to be back. Thanks for having me.
Doug, we love this new release, Rise. Now, have you, what is the response that you have gotten from this new release, from what you've heard from the fans?
It's getting really good reviews from what I can tell. I mean, to be honest, I don't really have my finger on the pulse of the reviews yet because it's been out only for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, I guess. But I mean, of course, the intent with the Revolution Saints is to bring some throwback '80s heavy melodic rock that really sounds, legitimate. And when you've got Dean Castronova on vocals and drums and Jack, and then myself, it's fun. It's good. It's real and it's fun. We all came from playing in that time, and we don't play like that anymore, really. So this is a special thing that we just do as a project, and I think the record sounds good. I hope people like it.
I know that we're loving it. I've noticed a lot of times the past couple of years. That these projects that Frontiers has done, where they would quote unquote, I hate to use the term supergroup that they put together. Usually they're one and done, but you guys are coming out with your third release. That's got to make you pretty happy.
Well, it does. It definitely does. I appreciate that that we've had the support from the fans that want to hear more. Because originally I'm like you. I thought, okay, because we got some offers to tour on the first record, and we just couldn't work it out schedule-wise. Everyone was doing their own thing and too busy and committed to Journey and Night Ranger, those guys. And I had just stepped away from touring with Whitesnake and all that stuff. So once we just decided we're not going to take the offers that were out there that were really substantial and good, I thought, then there's no point in doing another record, because I really am so used to being, at that point I had been in one band, which was Whitesnake, for 12 years or something, and recorded specifically only really with Whitesnake and written with David. So I was looking for some stability maybe, and maybe not touring as much, but I thought we were going to be done, and then this couple of years goes by, and it's like, hey, we got, Frontier says people really would like to hear another record, and so we put it together, and it was great to work with the guys again, and did a couple of videos, and then it was gone, and then it's like, okay, that's done. And after that, or around that time, I guess is when I joined the Dead Daisies, and I really was, with the exception of Burning Rain, focused on that, and Dead Daisies has been full time. But last year they said, hey, our Alessandro Del Vecchio, who's produced all those records for Frontiers, he said, hey, I got some songs I want to throw at you guys and see what you think, and it just worked out time wise. But at some point, I think that we've done 3 really good records and they're different, but if you asked me after each one, were we going to do another, I'd say probably no. So I would say go buy this one and enjoy it, and then go back and listen to the others.
Nice. So now, what was the writing process? How do you guys get together? Do you have your riffs already ready, or do you guys just come up with it on the fly?
We to be truthful, normally what you want to do is you want to get in a room with the guys and start to bang around ideas. Maybe you send some rough demos to each other and you talk about them, and it's and that's how you normally do it. But with this particular situation, it was started. It would be initialized every time with the producer Alessandro Del Vecchio saying, "Hey, I've got a couple of song ideas with melodies. I want to see what you guys think." And then we would say, yay or nay, as a collective, and then we would take the some of the ideas and finish them off. Or at that point, once I saw what the direction that he was going was, I'd kind of get my 80s head on and I'd send him some riffs or some things, and that would turn into songs as well. And it was the same with Dean. Sometimes it's a little different because you don't really maybe get writing credit, but Dean definitely made the songs come to life with.
Oh yeah, he's a great singer.
With the way he sings. But yeah, generally it would be initiated from the producer, and then we would polish the songs from there.
Oh, okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though, Doug. Did you guys not get in the studio together on the last album and hammer that out?
The last album we did play together in the studio. We were all in Italy doing the basic tracks, and then the overdubs were mostly done in Italy together, but then some guitar solos I was back on the road, and some stuff like that was from, to my travel rig or whatever, recording. But this album, we were not in the studio at all together.
Oh, which one do you prefer?
Well, I much prefer being together.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question. It's way cooler. You get immediate response. I mean, there's sometimes when I'll play a solo, like for example, I'm with the Dead Daisies and everybody's together, and I'll play a solo and I'll be like, wow, that part was really cool, man. That was really cool. And then I'll be like, okay, well, really cool. That part is not good enough, so let me try it again. And then I do another one. It's like, I like the back of that solo is really good. But you get some feedback immediately, and then you're like, wait, what about check this out, and you put it, and that's like, yeah, that's cool. Go with that kind of thing, and then I would just try and beat it, or perfect it, and you get it really quickly, and so the whole band is invested and on board with every note that's being played or sang. With these project bands, because of the budget constraints and stuff, it's really difficult to think about putting guys up in a hotel and all that stuff. So you everyone ends up, usually if you're lucky, you can track together with the drums and the basic guitars, or bass and guitars maybe. But then overdubs, you got to do them at home or at a small studio somewhere. So you end up working by yourself a lot, and it's cool because you can work whenever you want around your schedule. Like for example, I can go to a soccer practice with my boy and then come home and fire out a couple solos. But I prefer it when it's all together.
Yeah,
you get the immediate,
So, are there any chance of some live shows or maybe a tour with this one? So you got 3 albums together now.
I'm not going to say never. I never want to say never, but I want to tell you guys that it's not probable because Dean and I are both 100% committed to pushing the Dead Daisies stuff, and we've got dates already that go throughout the year. And the other thing is Jack's got a big family in the Night Ranger thing, and he's definitely he's busy as well, and he's not looking to fill in his time off with doing Revolution Saints dates. So, but that said, it would be really cool. It'd be if there was a charity sometime or something where maybe, for example, if there was, if the time lined up and there was a charity for cancer or something that in say L.A. or something like that, that we could meet up and do a mini set together or something for charity. That would be really cool. I would definitely be down for that.
Or like something at NAMM.
Yeah, NAMM's a little tough because it's there's so much going on. And,
that's true.
It's a little tough, but you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. I just think charity would be a good thing.
Yeah.
That would be something where you could kind of, if anybody was going, man, I'm really I'm tired, been on the road, I got to do this. Like, this is a great charity for children, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Come on, fly in. We'll do the gig. We'll fly in. We'll rehearse. We'll do the gig and fly out the next day, and that would be cool. But I can't see ever doing a tour together just because of our schedules.
Well, I think I've bitten my tongue long enough on this question. I love the Dead Daisies, my man. That is one of my favorite bands out there.
Definitely.
I've got to know, how's it going with Glenn Hughes on the vocals and doing the bass? I mean, I would love to hear some new music.
It's coming. it's going to be mind-blowing. It's really, you know, we're not throwing back to the 80s or anything like that. We're definitely trying to create something that sounds fresh. Of course, you know, Glenn was playing in the 70s, and we all, you know, I was influenced largely by the 60s and 70s. So it's got flavors of that sound, but we're definitely bringing a new dimension to it. And you know, Glenn just is on fire on the record. He brought in some great songs. He's singing his ass off, playing. He's such an underrated. People talk about his voice, but his bass playing is just insane.
Oh yeah, we got to see him live, and whoa, just blew us away.
Yeah,
he's insane. He's a musical genius. Really, he really is. Like, he can do everything. But we went at it together on about half the songs. We co-wrote together, either with me and Glenn or me and Glenn and the guys or whatever. And then we all kind of did our best to take the ideas that he had and make them, you know, into our new Daisy sound, which we're doing. And of course, people, you know, there's going to be people that miss John and Marco, like we all do, you know. But at the same time, this band was kind of started that way. There's been a lot of different personnel, and it's been called a collective. It's been called it's not unsimilar to how Deep Purple started as what was called a roundabout. Yeah. And they kept making changes. They changed singers, and they changed band members a couple times, and it's still Deep Purple. So that's kind of the Daisies concept.
So now, you've played with a lot of great artists. I mean, Ronnie James Dio, David Coverdale, Glenn Hughes, anybody, and Karabi, and geez, everybody. Yeah. Anybody you haven't played with that you'd like to jam with?
Oh man, there's tons of people. I mean, it would be fun on like as a jam situation or something. I mean, now, I've always loved Geddy Lee's playing and singing. That would be fun to do.
There you go. That'd be cool.
You know, you know, like with. I mean, I always, you know, I gotta say though, is like I've got this Dead Daisies band with Dean Castronova on drums and singing, and David Lowy on rhythm guitar, and then Glenn Hughes singing and playing bass. I'm super excited about it because we've tracked together, and there's definitely a chemistry, and me and Glenn just have a great time playing together. I love playing with Dean. Everybody does. And David brings he's really the backbones of the Daisy sound. It's a very youthful, honest approach to his guitar playing. He's not trying to, it's understated, but it really makes a difference. Like, I had done the tracks, and then David came in and put his guitar, and it was like, that came alive, you know, the way his guitar plays off mine brings something. It's like there's energy there that happens. And so I got to say, really, I'm so excited about this lineup. I can't wait to get out and get 10 shows under our belt.
Nice. Yeah, I would love to see that. Okay, well, we've got the question answered about the Dead Daisies. How about our other favorite band, Burning Rain? Is there any idea on maybe doing that again, or is
well, I think everything's going to be Dead Daisies for the foreseeable future. It's funny you mentioned it because I had committed to doing a couple Burning Rain shows on the Monsters of Rock cruise, which we're doing next week, or this upcoming weekend we leave. So we're going to do these shows, and it's a very, you know, it's a one-off thing. So hopefully anybody that knows about us on there has got a ticket and going on the cruise ship. I've actually never been on the Monsters of Rock cruise, so it's Burning Rain's first time. But you know, we've got a record that was released last year, and we did a bunch of promotion for it. We did a little bit of, you know, live support. Keith and I did a month of promotion and acoustic gigs in Europe. But at this point now, like I said, it's full on Daisies, and we've got a basic plan in mind of how we're going to work it, and it's going to be, I think everything's going to be taking a back seat for a little while.
Well, Doug, Jerry and I have both been fans of your playing for years, whether it be